selected Problems for Credit Solutions, Virtual High School Pre-Calculus course. We'll talk about composite functions. Problem number 8. We were given a table of values. X is the input, and there's two functions, f of x and g of x. We're asked to find f of g of 1. And so 1 is my input. The value of the function g at x equals 1 is 0. So really I want to find f of 0 now. To find f of 0, my new input is 0. The value of the function f at 0 is 5. So the answer to this composite function is 5. The next example asks for f of g of 2. 2 is my input. The value of the function g at x equals 2 is negative 3. So I want to look at f of negative 3. F of negative 3 says the value of the function f at an input x of negative 3. So the answer there will be 11. This example asks for g of f of 2. My input is 2. F of 2 is 1. So I want to find g of 1 now. G of 1, the value of the function g at x equals 1 is 0. So g of f of 2 equals 0. So that's how we use a table. I know in school a lot of the teachers focus on algebraically figuring out composite functions, but it's important that we can figure them out from a table as well as a graph. So here is a graph of two functions on the same coordinate plane. We have function f of x, which looks like a piece of an absolute value function, and then function g of x. Problem A asks for g of f of 1. So our input is 1. Let's look on the x-axis at 1, and then find the corresponding f value at x equals 1. So the value of the function f at x equals 1 is negative 1. So we want to find g of negative 1. Let's look on the x-axis at negative 1. The value of the function g is 3 there. So the composite function g of f of 1, I've evaluated that to equal 3. Next problem, g of f of 5. Well, f of 5 is 1. So now g of 1 equals 4. Next problem says f of g of 0. Let's start with g of 0. That equals 5. So now f of 5 equals 1. So to evaluate f of g of 0, the answer would be 1. And finally, f of g of 2. G of 2 is 2. So f of 2 equals negative 2. And so the answer to the problem f of g of 2 equals negative 2. I hope that clarifies a little bit about composite functions using a table and a graph.